Check out this beautiful buffet. It was actually given to me. Sometimes I get messages and people want to get rid of furniture and they just say, "Would you like this? If you can pick it up, it's yours." So I have a delivery guy and I send him over, and this is the beautiful result. It has a few little things that need fixed, but nothing serious. The handles, one of them is missing the little bakelite piece. It's broken. So it was a big debate what I should do on that. That little facing piece is very loose, so I need to affix that properly. And there's a little piece of the molding or trim that was loose, also needs glued. And then there's that piece that sits at the bottom, and I'm not even sure if I'm going to reattach that. But the handles, though, like I said, they are the biggest concern because of that bakelite. And then, of course, the top. The top had some damage, so that was going to direct me that I needed to paint the top and some other areas like the one I just pointed to and across the bottom. So the debate is, should I leave the wood natural, which was my first inclination, or go with a whitewash? There's a nice little lined silverware drawer tray in there that moves. And then I just think this is so cute. In the drawer, a little girl named Amanda wrote her name. One of these gorgeous bakelite handles is broken. My friend looked at it. She said, "Oh, I know you can make a mold," but I didn't know that I could, honestly, this time. So it would have been difficult to get out of there anyway. So just taking a look, and inside there's that silverware tray, and I'm taking that hardware off. I am re-gluing all the little bits and bobs that are broken. After I re-glue the bottom on, then I can replace the entire piece on the buffet. Now it's time to clean the piece. I use Dixie Belle's White Lightning, and I spray it on and wipe it off with a paper towel. I need to get around where the handles were because there was kind of a buildup of dirt. Here's where the fun begins, and I can already hear the boos and hisses. Some people might not like what I'm doing here. I wasn't even sure I liked it. I know I made mistakes, but in the long run, I think everything turned out all right. It never felt right. I felt like I lost my way during this process because I said to myself I was going to keep most of that wood grain, and here I am painting over it, although I'm doing a whitewash. But the mistake that I made, is I painted too large of a section before I started to wipe it back. Perhaps I didn't dilute the paint enough as well. Another thing I could have done was to tape that line and just done a quarter at a time. So I struggled. And you'll see me struggling a lot. Well, I probably edited a lot of my struggles out, but I really was never happy with what I was doing and just kind of kept trusting the process and kept working with it. Now, some of the parts that I did, I absolutely loved, and I knew that I wanted to do some of the parts in solid. The color that I'm using is Sawmill Gravy from Dixie Belle, and I end up making a bunch of changes of design decisions. So I might get some flack for this, and go ahead, I can take it. If you're not a fan, let me know, because I know it was a beautiful piece, and I think it's updated now, and something that people would appeal to the taste now. So I had to paint the top anyway because I wasn't going to stand through that and risk blowing through that veneer. So that's why I made that decision. Originally I was thinking I was going to use black and just do a couple places. I got carried away. See why I was a little scared? It wasn't looking good. So I kept working on the drawer fronts especially. And the thing that I found that worked the best was to use a wet sanding sponge, 220 sanding sponge, but wet it. So that's what helped me the most. I continued to whitewash, and I really loved the way the whitewash looked on the wooden legs and also those pieces that I reconnected in the front. Certain areas, like I said, I knew I wanted to do solid, and I used a detail brush to take care of them. I ended up painting those door fronts because I had done a little repair with the clay in the bottom. So I kind of felt like I needed to do that. So I'm doing bits and pieces, still undecided on certain parts, and I guess I decided I'm going to whitewash that back section. And the sides I'll do solid. By now I've learned my lesson to do much smaller sections for better results with the whitewashing. Here I'm using a little bit of water-based stain, Voodoo Gel Stain in Tobacco Road, to color correct that clay that I did as a repair before I do the whitewash on it, or continue to do the whitewash. I wish I had realized that I could have done that or thought about doing that in the corner of the cupboard door, or else I would have left that whitewashed instead of doing solid. At this point, I'm toying with the idea of using a transfer. I feel like the piece needs something else. So this botanist transfer from Iron Orchid Designs is absolutely gorgeous, but I don't think it's going to work. I keep trying it on there and it's just big, and I can't really justify cutting it up to make it work. So I'm going to forgo that one. And I kind of feel like it might not appeal to everyone either, whereas the whitewash might appeal to a larger audience. I'm still doing a little touching up here and there, trying to even out that whitewash finish. Finally, I decide on a design element. I'm going to use an IOD stamp, a very tiny stamp from the Adornment collection, and this is the first time I've used it, so I'm going to take a little bit of sanding sponge and just give it some tooth by rubbing it a little bit. You only need to do that the first time, and I'm using the color of ink in turmeric. And I feel like it picks up on the orangey tone of the wood that we are trying to disguise. But I put it on there, and I also end up sanding it back a little bit and also doing some waxing to kind of tone it down a little bit. But the design detail mimics that of what's on the handles, I think. And I am taking some vinegar water and cleaning up those handles a little bit. I keep forgetting that I'm only putting the ones with the motifs on the whitewash drawers, and the door fronts are getting the plain ones. It kind of breaks my heart to break off that little unbroken piece of the bakelite, but I have to make it work. I carefully used some spray wax to just wax the drawer fronts to seal them, and I kind of like how it made the whitewash look. So I'm getting to be in a happier place here. I continue to use the Easy Peasy spray wax on all of the surfaces, and then I'm going to come back in with some brown wax and do all around the edges of the white, the solid sections. I really love how the wax is just making that whitewash look. A lot of people would have done this step before, but I was a little anxious to get started. I knew I could finish it now, so I sanded the insides of the drawers, vacuuming everything out, and I used some Big Mama's Butter in Orange Grove to give it a really good scent. I'm almost afraid to go back in time to show you what it looked like before, just for those of you that think I may have ruined it, but I actually really love the results and how it turned out. It's now sitting on my sales floor, and that will be the determining factor as to whether it has appeal or whether it doesn't. So I guess I can always remove the whitewash and go back to where I was very, very carefully, but we'll see. I love it. Let me know what you think in the comments. I can take it. I want to thank you so much for always watching and supporting my channel. I appreciate everything you do. Don't forget to check out our channel membership. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up, share it with your friends. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell so you won't miss anything. Follow Statement Designs on social media. We're Statement Designs on Facebook. On Instagram, we're Statement Designs LLC, and our website is statementdesigns.org. Stay well.